Okay, seriously, isn't it wild how life drops exactly what you need, right when you need it? If you've ever felt a gut feeling, a perfect moment, this video isn't just for you. It's speaking directly to you. And what I'm sharing at the end, it's the key you've been searching for. You can't miss this. Isn't it curious how certain thoughts or circumstances seem to appear precisely when you need them most? Maybe you weren't even looking, yet suddenly an answer, a new understanding, or a clear path emerges, making you feel as though it was always waiting for you. Life has this incredible rhythm. Nothing ever comes too early, and nothing ever arrives too late. Everything, even the moment you're experiencing right now, shows up exactly when it's supposed to. What we often dismiss as coincidence is, in reality, life's gentle way of reminding us that we're part of a much bigger, harmonious pattern. A flow so vast that our minds can't control it, only wake up to it. Think back to those times when something perfect just fell into place, like a stranger's kind words, a sudden aha moment, or an opportunity that just seemed to open up. You might have thought, how extraordinary, how lucky. But what if it wasn't just luck? What if it was simply the natural unfolding of this grand design? In some Eastern philosophies, this is called Tao, the way things effortlessly move when we stop forcing them. In India, they refer to it as Leela, the divine play, or synchronicity. No matter the label, the underlying experience is always the same. What you truly need arrives when you are genuinely ready to receive it. This readiness is absolutely crucial. The truth is always here, all around us, like constant sunlight. But until you open yourself up to it, it just passes by unnoticed. A child might hear deep wisdom and totally dismiss it as silly, but those same words, years later, could strike their heart like lightning. It's not that life suddenly creates meaning, it's that you mature into the capacity to understand and receive it. What you call a coincidence is really just an alignment, that perfect moment when your openness meets life's boundless generosity and a door swings wide without you having to push. But pay attention to how this timing actually works. You can't force it. You can't demand wisdom to appear. It's like trying to make a flower bloom by yanking at its petals. You'll only ruin it. The flower blooms when its season is right, when the sun and soil are ready. In the same way, profound insights appear when you are ready, not a single moment sooner or later. This is why the most transformative aha moments often hit us out of nowhere, right in the middle of an ordinary day. You weren't actively searching, yet suddenly it was just there, as if the universe itself whispered it directly to you. And maybe that's why you're here watching this video now. Perhaps some part of you has felt restless, longing for clarity, needing a gentle reminder. So, life has placed these words before you, not because they hold some secret magic, but because you are finally quiet enough, finally ready enough to hear what deep down you already know. True awakening isn't about getting new information, it's about remembering. Remembering that you're not broken, that you're not behind schedule. The very fact that you're breathing right now means you are exactly where you need to be. Life never delivers anything out of season. Have you ever noticed how often the big turning points in your life felt like total accidents? You met someone by chance and they changed everything. You somehow stumbled into a situation that absolutely forced you to grow. You overheard a single sentence that stuck with you for years. None of it was planned, yet every bit of it felt essential. Our minds, though, fight against this. They crave control, they demand certainty. But life isn't a machine you can engineer. It's a beautiful, intricate dance. And in a dance, you can't predict every next step. You can only move gracefully with the rhythm as it unfolds. Now you might be thinking, but what if I miss my moment? Here's the beautiful truth. You can't genuinely miss what is truly meant for you. The ocean tide doesn't just rise once and disappear forever. It comes in again and again. If you don't hear life's whisper today, it will whisper again tomorrow and the next day until you are finally ready to listen. This is the profound mercy of existence. It doesn't abandon you for not noticing. It waits patiently, like a loyal friend at your door. And when you finally open that door, you realize the guidance was always there. You were just too busy or distracted to see it. So, don't view these moments as annoying interruptions. They are profound revelations. You might think you're being pulled off course when, in reality, you're being guided directly back to where you need to be. How many times have you looked back and thought, if that hadn't happened, I would never have arrived here? What felt like a mistake was actually a necessary turning point. What felt like a huge loss was, in fact, an opening to a new doorway. Life, in its mysterious way, knows exactly how to put before you precisely what you require, which isn't always what you want. Your wants are often shallow, but your needs are profound, and life consistently delivers what is truly needed. The profound message you're seeking will often come in the simplest form. We often expect dramatic thunder and lightning, but instead it's a quiet phrase, an ordinary moment, a fleeting thought. That's precisely why so many people miss it. They're waiting for something grand, when truth often appears as a whisper. Yet, that whisper holds more power than any shout because it doesn't force itself upon you. It resonates deep within. It stirs something that's already inside you, something just waiting to awaken. And you don't experience it as new information being added to your mind, but as a deep recognition, as if life is quietly saying, yes, you knew this all along. You might find yourself in such a moment right now, feeling a little unsure of your path, perhaps confused by all the noise in the world. And suddenly, these very words find you. They aren't here to fix you because you are not broken. They are here to remind you that you are unfolding exactly as you should. You are not late. You are perfectly on time. Life doesn't measure you against clocks or calendars. Life measures nothing at all. It simply flows and you flow with it. When you finally stop forcing things, when you stop constantly rushing, you'll discover that this natural rhythm has been carrying you effortlessly all along. You were never outside the dance. So much of our suffering comes from the mistaken belief that we are behind, that we must rush frantically to catch up. But catch up to what? To whom? There is no finish line. There is no predetermined schedule written in the sky. You are the very rhythm of life itself, and life simply cannot be late. The seasons don't apologize for arriving when they do. The tide doesn't scold itself for retreating or advancing. Why then, do you imagine that you, alone in the entire cosmos, should be out of step? You are not. You are moving exactly as you're meant to. When you truly grasp this, you'll feel a deep sense of relaxation. You'll stop grasping. You'll stop demanding that answers arrive on your timetable. And then, as if by magic, those answers will begin to appear. Not because they were absent before, but because your eyes have finally opened enough to see them. Haven't you noticed how, when you stop straining to remember a name, it suddenly just pops into your head? Or when you stop forcing inspiration, a brilliant idea simply floats up on its own? This operates under the same fundamental principle. What you need arises when you are calm and still enough to allow it. Life doesn't withhold, it simply waits for your openness. However, the mind often resists this. It shouts, "No, I must plan, I must be certain." Yet, this very need for certainty is what blocks discovery. To live only by what is certain is to live entirely in the past, to constantly repeat what you already know. But life isn't repetition, it is continuous creation. It is always new, always surprising. And so the truly wise learn to trust uncertainty. They learn to walk without a map, deeply knowing that the path itself appears as they go. Just as a beautiful melody emerges note by note, your life unfolds step by step. You truly don't need to know the whole song. Perhaps this is precisely what you are learning right now. To trust that what you truly need will come. To trust that you are not forgotten. To trust that the universe is not indifferent, but incredibly intimate. That it whispers constantly, even if you don't always listen. And when you finally do hear it, you might call it coincidence, synchronicity, or fate. But in essence, it is simply the eternal dance of existence. You were never separate from it. You only believed you were. When you finally let go of the illusion of control, you'll discover you've been carried effortlessly all along, like a leaf upon the river, flowing exactly where it needs to go. If you feel weary, please take comfort. Life has not abandoned you. If you feel uncertain, breathe deeply, the very next step will reveal itself. You don't need to demand it, you simply need to be present, because presence is the fertile soil in which the seed of wisdom sprouts. And even now, that seed is stirring within you. These words aren't giving you anything new, they're simply watering what was already there. And soon, when the season is right, it will bloom. You'll recognize it not as something added, but as something profoundly remembered, something that was always yours. Isn't it fascinating that even your struggles serve this profound rhythm? The heartbreaks, the failures, the disappointments, they all ripen you. They soften you. They prepare the ground for what's to come. Without them, you wouldn't be ready for the incredible insight when it arrives. A stone must be cracked before the light can truly enter. The soil must be broken before a seed can grow. And so, even your pain has meaning, even if you can't see it in the moment. Later, you'll look back and say, "Ah yes, without that I would never have awakened to this." Nothing is ever wasted. Everything is intricately woven into the magnificent pattern of your life. When you feel despair and ask, "Why now?" remember this, because now is the only time anything can truly happen. The lesson never arrives in the past or the future. It arrives in the present. Always here, always now. And if you open yourself up, you will clearly see that what you need has already been given. Sometimes as perfect clarity, sometimes as a beautiful mystery, but always as pure presence. Even confusion is a form of guidance, for it gently tells you to stop pretending you know all the answers. The biggest mistake we make is imagining we have to wait for some special moment, some perfect condition before we can awaken. That's just another delay, another clever trick of the mind. The perfect condition is now, because now is the only condition that actually exists. When you finally realize this, you no longer anxiously search for the message. You recognize that the message is always here, taking countless forms, simply waiting for your attention. A bird's song, a sudden pause in your day, a fleeting passing face, all can speak to you if you are awake enough to hear them. The universe is never silent. We are simply too often distracted. But then, isn't it absolutely marvelous that even your distractions are part of the grand plan? Because when you finally awaken from them, you might realize how much precious time you thought you wasted. And in that powerful realization, you resolve to live differently. The detour wasn't a mistake. It was an integral part of the journey. The missed turn wasn't lost time. It was part of the road itself. Nothing is truly lost. Nothing is ever wasted. Everything belongs. And this is why you cannot fail at life. You cannot be outside of it. You can only imagine that you are. And then one day, just like today, something gentle reminds you. A phrase, a moment, a subtle nudge, and you awaken. Perhaps this very moment you're experiencing now is that nudge. A reminder that you don't need to panic, that you don't need to rush, that everything, even your confusion, even your longing, is a perfect part of this beautiful unfolding. And what you most deeply need is always on its way, or more often already here. Your mind might ask, but how will I know? And the answer is profoundly simple. You will feel it. Just as you know when you are hungry or tired or deeply in love, you will know when a message is meant for you. It won't be forced. It will simply resonate within your core. And when it resonates, do not doubt it. Don't dismiss it as mere chance. Trust it. Life has spoken, not with thunder and lightning, but with a whisper. And the whisper is always enough. Because whispers can enter the heart where shouts cannot. They bypass all your defenses, your pride, your endless arguments. And suddenly, without any warning, you see everything with crystal clarity. You realize you were never alone, that life has been guiding you with such profound love all along, that even now in this very moment you are being held. And when you feel this deep truth, a wave of gratitude will flood through you. Gratitude not for what you wanted, but for what you profoundly needed. And what you needed wasn't certainty, but trust, not control, but surrender. Not endless, simple answers, but the courage to truly live the questions. Because life isn't some puzzle to be solved. It is a beautiful, unfolding mystery to be experienced. And that mystery only reveals itself when you stop clutching at it, like sand slipping through your fingers. It cannot be grasped by force, but if you open your hand, It rests there easily. So it is with true wisdom. It isn't found by force, but by letting go. And when you finally let go, you discover it has been here all along, waiting patiently, to relax into the divine timing of life, to truly see that nothing is actually missing, to trust that what you deeply need is either already on its way or already present, simply disguised as the ordinary. For the extraordinary always hides itself in the ordinary. The sacred always rests within the simple. And when you awaken to this profound truth, you realize you don't need to chase anything anymore. You only need to notice the rhythm, the perfect timing, the omnipresent presence in each and every moment. And in that noticing, life reveals itself as perfectly whole, perfectly complete, exactly as it is. So, when you wonder why this moment feels so incredibly timely right now, understand it is absolutely not by accident. Life has brought you here, not because you are lost, but because you are profoundly found, not because you are broken, but because you are wonderfully whole. This reminder comes not to fix you, but to wake you up, to wake you from the dream of separation, the dream of control, the dream that you somehow have to earn your place. You are already here, you always have been, and the rhythm of life is constantly carrying you forward, step by loving step, exactly where you need to go. So let these words be exactly what they are meant to be, a powerful reminder, a gentle hand on your shoulder saying, you are not late, you are not behind, you are not forgotten. Everything comes when it must, even this very moment, even this profound thought, even this deep realization. Life is never early, never late. It is always, always on time. And so are you.